is. Some of you are on board. Maybe some of you are also recuperating, recovering. I don't know. Everyone has their own thing going on. Or maybe you are just looking for something new to watch. My list is long as hell. And I can't sit like this much longer. I've been trying to knock out some YouTube videos for you guys, but I'm at the end of the end. It's 6:30. I'm hungry. I'm in pain. I need to lay down, but I need to get this last video out. So, and this is not in any particular order. I was just writing them down as I remembered. So, up first is a TV show called The Outlaws. The Outlaws. The Outlaws. There is 2 seasons and I absolutely love it. It says 7 strangers. Hold on. 7 strangers begin community service sentences. They are forced to work together when they discover a bag of cash, but then they're not the only ones after it. So the reason why I actually like this TV show is because we have 7 people doing community service, right? But they're all different races, different ages, different. I mean, these 7 people couldn't be any more different. And the factor that they're strangers, by the way, the fact that they all have to work together to get through this bind, it's a funny, it's a drama. It was refreshing. It was like there was no tears. Like, I loved it. And my mother and I ran through the series in like 2 days. And so you hear my stomach disrespectful as fuck. But it's definitely like refreshing to watch, and you laugh and you're addicted. But 2 seasons, that's it. Totally worth it. Next on my list, I've been on a Monk marathon, and I love Monk. I've been watching Columbo as well, and those are both on Peacock. And I like Columbo and I like Monk because there's no like interrogation and people being thrown against the wall and extreme about? Let's see. It's just about, I can't explain it. You're just gonna have to Google it yourself. If I do that, I'll be here all day. But The Handmaid's Tale is just about a bunch of women who are ripped from their homes, and they're stuck in this, like, it's like these women are sold for property. You know, in this certain area called Gilead, there is an infertility problem crisis, and they steal people or kidnap them from like the states or whatever, and they're basically like slaves. They're like birthing slaves, if that makes sense. So anyway, it's a bunch of women who are trying to get out, and they're trying to get these kids out, and it's just, I don't know how else to explain it. You just got to Google it. The Handmaid's Tale, we are in its 5th season, and it's been running for a minute since let's see. It is, yep. It came out on April 26, 2017, and basically it's just a bunch of women who are trying to get home. They no longer want to be slaves. They no longer want to be sexually assaulted. They no longer want to sit there and pop out these babies that they can never see. They want to go home, basically. And where they're trapped at, it's like a whole new community. They have like their own, like the rules are strict, like the punishments are ridiculous, but you want to see how everyone makes it. You want to see who makes it. If everyone makes it home, do the kids get out? So it's one of those, you know, TV shows, but that's also on Hulu. Next on my list, Never Have I Ever on Netflix. Now, it's about an Indian American high school student dealing with the sudden death of her father and trying to fit in high school. You know, it's funny because she lives with her mother and her grandmother, who are stuck on this Indian religion heritage, right? But she is Americanized, so it's just funny how like her parents don't understand, and just the high school drama that a high schooler goes through and dating and stuff like that. So her coming from an Indian family, it's just very funny because the cultures are definitely different, and it's refreshing, it's funny. But Never Have I Ever, I think we are in season 3. Just really cool. It's cute, it's fun, you know. Netflix. Moving on, Pinocchio. Absolutely not. Okay, so there's a new Pinocchio on Disney Plus. I did not know that Tom Hanks was in it. I didn't realize that the dude who made him, I don't even know what you call him, but I didn't realize that was Tom Hanks until the very end. I was like, that's Tom Hanks. Oh shit. But I was bored. I didn't like it. I see what they were trying to go with this, but I particularly did not like it. But I did watch Pinocchio on Disney Plus. It is what it is. Next on my list, I'm watching The Crown. The Crown is on Netflix. One thing I have to say, there's a show called The Rain on Netflix. I absolutely adored it. I loved that TV show on Netflix, Rain. But The Crown is about Queen Elizabeth. As many of you know, she did pass at the age of 96. That's amazing. But it's a story about Queen Elizabeth and how she struggled to become queen, and her struggles and everything else with her marriage, and just, but it's done in a way that it's not boring. It's actually very, very addicting. And I think living in the States, not understanding this whole, you know, queen and king and who's next in line, and we just have a president that we vote for. that's it. So it really is interesting to see the difference between, you know, like having a king and queen to just having a president, you know. But they have a few good actors in it, and again, it's addicting. It's definitely something you should check out if you're into that stuff. Next on my list is I Love a Mama's Boy. Oh my god. If absolutely not. Like that, okay, I don't watch much reality TV, but I Love a Mama Boy. Let me tell you, I came across that. My nurse that was taking care of me after my surgery in the hospital, oh yeah, she sat down and she was like, do you like TV? Do you like guilty pleasures and stuff like that? And I was like, it depends, you know, because I do have my guilty shows that I watch that people be like, why do you watch that? But she actually put me on to I Love a Mama's Boy, and the stuff that she was saying, I didn't think it was possible, but yeah, I am shocked on how these men live their lives through their mother. I am shocked on the extent that their mother go through with these grown ass men. Like, some of these men can't even wipe their ass without calling their mother. You know, mothers are having keys to their apartment, walking in when they feel like it. It's just like there's no privacy, there's no boundaries. Maybe that's the word. There's no boundaries, and the way these mothers treat these females, it's like, to me, it's unrealistic. It's not fair. It's like, are you kidding me? And at some point, I had to Google, like, is this show really real? Do, like, people really act this way? I was disgusted. Like, some of these mothers are paying their sons' bills for them. They all work, but their sons are too lazy to pay the bills on time. Like, stuff like that. Like, why is your mom washing you in the shower? Why is your mom watching you change? Why is your mother so involved? I mean, so involved. It's to the point that I had to sit there and think, do any of these mothers work? Because they seem to be all over the place. Like, they're always there, and they're always knocking these girls down, and it's just like, some of it is really unrealistic. And some of these females, I don't even know why they're even putting up with this bullshit. But so if you want to watch a show that you're like, really, or a show that you be like, you know what, Majestic was right, I Love a Mama's Boy, that's on TLC, but I think you can watch it on Discovery Plus, I do believe. So, next, 60 Days In. I absolutely adore this show. It's about prisons who are trying to make their prisons, I guess, a little bit better, and they have volunteers that go undercover for 60 days, and they're supposed to report back everything that they see. In past shows, a lot of the volunteers cannot make it through. They're like, fuck this shit, they're out, you know. But this season, they're having ex-inmates or ex-cons are actually going undercover. And I think it's the best thing in the world, because one thing people can't do, if you've never been in jail or been an inmate, it's very hard for you to act like you're a criminal. Criminals know other criminals. I repeat, criminals know other criminals. Okay? So a lot of times these people were caught out on their bullshit, their lies. A lot of them, you know, people thought they were cops, you know, but if you've been a criminal and you've been in jail, you don't have to act. You fit right in. So this season they actually have ex-inmates / ex-cons going back into prison, and they're the ones who are doing the 60 days. But this season I noticed that a lot of the ex-cons, they're falling back into That's interesting. That's on A&E. Next, this is a movie. It's called The Beast. If anyone has ever watched that movie called The Prey, it's about a family that went on a safari, and they're looking at the lions and ooh ah, and of course something goes wrong, and now they're stuck out in the desert with these animals or lions that are trying to tear them to pieces. And it's just how they're gonna get home, how they're gonna get out the desert, and how they're gonna get help. That movie was called The Prey. This one is called The Beast. And it's considered a thriller, and a father and his two teenage daughters find themselves hunted by a massive lion, intent of proving that, anyway, like there's like 5 lions, and they all are trying to protect their territory. I don't know if something happened to the lions, why they were acting the way they were acting, but they weren't acting normal. And all the help they had either got eaten by the lion or torn to pieces. So it's not the greatest movie, but it definitely is a good action movie and a good thriller. It's not winning any Oscars or anything like that, or Emmys, or for anyone that has the BET app, Mrs. Pat is back on it. Very funny show. It's not for everyone. Miss Pat definitely has a mouth. It's about a family. She comes out of prison and she's trying to bounce, back into motherhood or whatever. And she's raising her 2 kids, and she has a mouth, and her sister lives with her. But it's very, very funny. But it's not for everyone. But that's back on TV, and that only comes on like at 12 a.m. So if any show comes on that late, it must be, House of Dragon. I watched that on HBO. If you're missing that, I don't know what to tell you. You need to get up on it. HBO, House of Dragon. And actually, just watching it now, you don't have to be like a Game of Thrones person. You can just kind of jump right into this. And actually, I think if you watch this, it'll make you want to watch Game of Thrones. But House of Dragon is still going strong. I'm not disappointed at all. Another movie, DC League of Super Pets. That's with Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, and Kevin Hart, along with a lot of other great actors. The movie was cute. I found it very long for no reason. It wasn't even that long, but it seemed like it was long for, I don't know, I just felt as if they were fighting forever, but I had all the DC, like Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. It just had all of the DC characters, but in the shape of pets. The storyline was cute, all of it. It was funny here and there, but it just felt like it was long. But it's cute. I'm not gonna knock it. Next on the list I watched, it's called The Society. Now, The Society is really interesting. It's about a group of kids who I didn't realize they were all wealthy, but it's about it says when everyone else mysteriously vanishes from their wealthy town, the teen residents of West Ham must form their own society to survive. So these groups, so it starts off that there's like this really bad smell in this town, and people are complaining about it. Next thing you know, all these students are getting on a bus, and they're supposed to go like on a field trip or something. Anyway, when they get back, there's nobody around. There's no parents. Everyone has completely vanished. And the kids have to figure out how to survive, how to make their own food, how to, make the food last, how to just do one season. I thought there was two. There was one season, and honestly, truthfully, if I knew that, I probably wouldn't have watched it, because you do want to know what happens, and we don't know because it got canceled. So, but it's definitely like it definitely had, you know, it definitely had me. The next thing I watched on Netflix, it's called The First Kill. It's an American supernatural teen drama. One, it's supposed to be a slayer, and the other one becomes a vampire. You see where we're going with this. It's the battle. The two girls fall in love, but of course they can't, because one is a slayer and the other one is actually a vampire. So you can figure out the struggle there. Next, there's a movie on Netflix, we're still on Netflix, called Me Time, and that is with Kevin Hart, and I think his name is Mark. Do I have the right brother? I think it's Mark Wahlberg. Right, Mark. You know he has another brother. But follows a dad who finds time for himself for the first time in years while his wife and kids are away. So Mark Wahlberg is his best friend. They were best friends through high school and part of college, but then once, you know, people start having kids and getting married, you know, people start to drift apart, and he's basically like Kevin Hart is a stay-at-home dad, and everyone's telling him that he needs to get out, he needs to, you know, link up with his old-time friend, which is Mark Wahlberg. But you know, he does that, but everything from that weekend turns to shit. So pretty funny. That's that. I mean, it's a comedy, it's cute, there's nothing really bad I can say about it. Many of you know I'm still watching my Alfred Hitchcock hour stuff. Okay, this next movie pissed me off. It's called Samaritan, and y'all, I think that's actually free on Prime Time. Is it on? Yeah, I think it's on Prime. Yeah, Prime TV. It's with Sylvester Stallone. I don't care. Can someone please tell him to stop acting? Just fucking stop. We're done. We're done. That movie could have had so much good potential. It just really irked me that I like where they were going with this, but they could have gotten a younger actor. Like, he needs to sit down. The movie was such a disappointment to me. It's not even funny. Like I said, it could have been so much better. It just was not. Orphan First Kill. That's on Paramount TV. Oh, by the way, Samaritan is supposed to be a superhero. It's about Sylvester Stallone back in the day was a superhero, and him and his brother went at it, and supposedly they couldn't die, but supposedly at this one battle, nobody knows what happened to them. And then fast forward to, you know, present time, something pops off, and he has to come and save the day. Like, no, sit your old ass down. Like, there has to be a time frame where we just say, you know what, it's a no. Like, it's a no. So Sylvester Stallone, it's a no for me. It's a no. Orphan First Kill. I like the original movie, The Orphan. That was probably one of the scariest, creepiest movies out there. Check it out. Actually, wait for October for that. But they did a movie called Orphan First Kill. Like, we had to see how all of it started. Like, how did she become what she became? You know, and I don't want to ruin it for people who have not watched it. But Orphan First Kill was not what I expected. I actually really enjoyed it, and there was a lot of twists and turns that I was not expecting. But it was just a wow for me. I was like, wow, did that really happen? Like, oh my god, like, everyone Us. I didn't like Us. I didn't like the other one he was in. I didn't let me see, hold on a second. That bird is really annoying me outside my window. It's just been chirping all goddamn afternoon. Oh, Get Out. I didn't like that movie. I didn't, all the awards it got. I don't know why, but I was over it. I didn't like Us. I'm just not into it, but nope. It's 100% not. Like, nope. It was not for me. I didn't get it. I was like, what did I just watch? And then I had so many questions. And again, even with the explanation, there was even from the explanation, some of the people were like, well, I don't know about that either. And it's like, well, if you don't know, then we really don't have a chance. And so that was not for me. By the way, I glanced at Jane the Virgin just to see how she got pregnant, and then I was over it. Joe Coy is a very funny comedian. He's an Asian comedian. He has about 4 stand-up comedies on Netflix, and he is a very funny man. Like, I just watched his last one, and I actually had to watch it in intervals because laughing for me hurts because of my incisions, and so I had to watch it in intervals because I couldn't stop laughing. But Joe, J-O Koy, K-O-Y, all of his stand-ups are really funny. And if you're also into stand-up, there's one by Snoop Dogg also on Netflix that he brings out, Cat Williams and a couple of other people that you might know. But that was very